This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association. Your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Riley Smith.
Well, good day and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Today is Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. We're so glad you could join us today. In today's episode of Ag Matters PM, I talk with Hardin County Farm Bureau President Jacob Handsaker. We also have a check of that ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
Well, we're at the end of another trading day in the ag marketplace, and for a bit of analysis, we go to Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. Jacob, what have we seen going on in the grain markets today?
We saw a lot of green. Saw a lot of bull spreading going into this end of day here. We saw the front months of the corn was up about a penny to 2 cents. Back months were down a half a cent in new crop. Relatively a light trade day, tight trading range across most of the corn, anywhere from 4 to 6 cent ranges. So it's pretty tight range. And then we saw the bean market yesterday and today. We kind of testing some support levels. If you look at the charts, you can see that the trend line coming up. We've seen some consolidation. Just riding that trend line higher. We went back up to $15 in the March soybean contract. Tested it, couldn't go through it. Bounced, pulled back from there. Ended up, still an 18-cent range in old crop beans. Same type of trade was going on there. We're buying the front months, selling into the back months. So a pretty strong bull spread on the bean market, where we saw the new crop beans were actually down 3.5 cents on the day. Wheat market was strong all the day. This bean market was led by the soybean meal, up about $5.90 there in the March contract at the end of Wednesday.
And of course, the markets are kind of waiting in anticipation for that WASDE report to come out tomorrow. We're expecting maybe some cuts to corn export numbers, and then down in South America, we're expecting cuts to Argentina production. But of course, Brazil still having that great crop. How are we anticipating the markets to react to all that news?
Oh, is that report tomorrow? Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it. This is a large report. You come in through October. They changed some numbers in November, and so there is just a lot of information that's going to be hitting the market. The market has been talking about the numbers and what will the USDA do here, and the major factors that you have to look at is one, the Argentine versus South America versus Brazil weighted South American production numbers. So you got Argentina numbers that exports most of the soybean meal, mostly exports soybean meal. You have that number dropping down as low as almost 10 million metric tons below where the USDA is by private analysts. You have the northern part of South America and Brazil that's had good rains, very good rains, and potentially could get too much rains that have really expanded their growing area, increased acreage or hectares. And then you're looking at a very good growing season taking place right there. They're starting to harvest in the north, so that is anticipated to outweigh the negative numbers in Argentina. So that's something that where will the USDA come in there? It's assumed they will take some away from Argentina. It's assumed they'll add just a little bit to Brazil, but that's going to play significant in that whole global supply side of things, and that's. Globally, we've been very tight, and that's why we're talking about $2 higher than where we were at this time last year in the beans, and $1.50 higher in the corn. So there's just a ton of information. You even get down into the wheat side of things that people forget to talk about a lot of times. We're sitting on a tight global supply of wheat, one of the smallest global supplies that we've seen, or especially available supplies that we've seen. Russia's continuing to have a good crop, but wheat seedlings also come out in this report as well. And so I think that you look at, what's the weather done in the plains, how much winter wheat got put in, how much came up. So we'll take a look at a lot of different things on tomorrow's report.
Well, and then from a marketing side of things, how should farmers kind of keep an eye on that situation? When should they start to maybe take action on some of the, changes that could come from tomorrow's report?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna meet the change of tomorrow's report, you better do it before the report. But you do have till 11 o'clock in the morning Central Time to get that done. There's several different things that you can look at. First of all, look at the value of next year's production. Okay, so let's just start with 2022 production. You've got a very, very good profit margin built in right now if you just closed your eyes and sold the rest of what you have. Okay, so that is something that you need to address and should have probably already addressed, or at least have a game plan out there of what you want to do. But when you start looking at what you're going to plant and put in the ground next year, and the values that we have over next year's cost of production that you've already locked stuff in, the corn market, especially, and bean market has been relatively quiet as far as the volatility that we've seen, the up and down of the market. That decreases the price of the options in a significant way. And so I think right now I would look at being a very major player of long option strategies, just because the value you're getting of the protection is relatively low in cost due to that lower volatility. So I would get extremely aggressive with some type of protection plan using long options.
All right, and then on the other side of things, in the livestock market, how is those prices looking today?
But I think that the live cattle market, I think they were just sitting watching the grains all day because they didn't do a whole lot. We were a really quiet range, less than $1 in April fat cattle. And you've seen a lot of different news stories and stuff talking about the cash market and coming through that winter storm that we've seen out west. And I think it's done a pretty good job of backing some cattle up. The production or the performance of these cattle, didn't gain a whole lot, and so we have some a little bit lighter weight cattle. But the box beef price on the retail side of things have stayed hot enough that these packers can still have margin. Their kills have still been pretty strong, so that's going to drive those feedlots to staying above 160 probably for this week in that cash market. Feeder cattle, on the other hand, taking a little bit of a break here as we go, into a stagnant corn market. I think a little bit of exhaustion. The feeder cattle index is hanging out around that 181 level. On your hog side of it, the decline continues. You're seeing the cutouts fall off. You're seeing the lean hog index fall off. The cash market has kind of led that way. We have not seen some very good exports, and that's what's kept us alive for the last couple of years. The exports to China, then to Mexico, and even Korea. And so we need to see the export number pick up. Tomorrow will be also coming out with export sales. So hopefully we can see a good surprising number in that port to get that seasonal low found. I mean, the market's looking for a low here, and seasonally we should start reaching around and finding that.
Great analysis as always today, Jacob. For those of our listeners and our viewers who would like to get in touch and learn more from folks at agmarket.net, how can they do that?
We just encourage everybody to look at our website, agmarket.net. You're going to see an opportunity to look at a 30-day free trial there of all of our intel. Take a look at us there, get that intel for free for a little bit. Look, listen who we are, see what we got going on. Then if you want to talk to us individually, you can find us in the About Us page on there. And we'd also like to invite you to our meeting that we're going to have down in Nashville.
Great talking with you, Jacob, and we look forward to hearing from you again soon.
Thanks, Riley. Thanks for having me.
That again was Jacob Burks of agmarket.net. We'll go ahead and take a look at how those numbers close. That's courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. March corn is up 1 even at 656 even. December new crop unchanged at 589 1/4. March soybeans up 8 even at 1493 even. November new crop down 3.5 at 1387 even. March soybean meal up 570 at 474.60. Soybean oil down 46 at 62.11. Chicago wheat up 9 even at 740 even. Minneapolis spring wheat up 4 3/4 at 899 1/4. Kansas City hard red wheat up 10.5 at 822 1/4. March oats up 8 1/4 at 349 1/4. On the Merc, February live cattle went unchanged at 157.75. January feeders down 117 at 183.12. February lean hogs down 50 cents at 79.30. Pork cutout down 67 at 87.35. January Class 3 milk down a penny at 19.52. And that's been a check of the markets here on Ag Matters PM. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, I talk with Hardin County Farm Bureau President Jacob Handsaker. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Last month at the Iowa Farm Bureau annual meeting, I had the chance to talk with Hardin County Farm Bureau President Jacob Handsaker. We talked about his past experiences in the Young Farmers Conference, as well as his current experience with agribusiness. We are here at the annual Iowa Farm Bureau meeting talking with Hardin County Farm Bureau President Jacob Handsaker. First thing, Jacob, we want to talk about is the interesting experience that you have from a couple of years ago as the chair of the Young Farmers Conference with the Farm Bureau. Just tell me a little bit about what that was like.
Yeah, the Young Farmer and Ranchers Committee, it's a nationwide committee working through Farm Bureau, and great opportunity for young farmers, opportunity for them to get involved, to meet new people that are going through the same challenges. Let's face it, everybody in agriculture has their own challenges, but young farmers trying to get a foothold in the door is just a unique set that group really caters to, and that committee at our state level is the cream of the crop. They are able to put on a conference, 500, 600. I mean, it's growing every year. So since when my wife and I were on it, they've continued to grow it, and then now they hold it down here at the Hy-Vee Hall, I believe, and it's a great opportunity to get a lot of like-minded young people involved in agriculture. And it's not just farmers; it's agribusiness professionals. It's amazing to see how many people have off the farm jobs and are pursuing their love of agriculture while working where they can put food on the table as well. So a lot of hard work for those individuals and a lot of dedication to our way of life.
Right, and it's so important for especially younger people in the industry to get together and make those connections, because especially these are going to be the people that you're around in the industry for the whole time you're in it, possibly your whole life.
Absolutely, they are the movers and shakers, as you will, with that continue to create new things, create new businesses, entrepreneurs. They have great opportunities through the Young Farmer program to have awards and educational opportunities and contests even at the state and national level that people continue to grow their businesses, grow their knowledge, and most importantly, grow their friendships and contacts and relationships.
Right, I'm sure it really helps to expand horizons as well, because we see every year, and especially in the past decade, that agriculture has really expanded much broader than it was before. I mean, there are a lot of things that people didn't think about being in agriculture, whether it's media, communications, other agribusinesses that are brand new, and the Young Farmers Conference, as well as opportunities to see what other people are doing and kind of adapt that to yourself as well, right?
Absolutely. It's truly a nationwide and worldwide opportunities and organization that can take you a lot of different places.
Right. And then more recently, you've transitioned to a position with the Hardin County Farm Bureau as president. What are the opportunities that you see there as, just maybe on a smaller scale, within the county, but still seeing that agriculture and getting to be in touch with those farmers?
It is, and that's the great thing about Farm Bureau is that whether from the top to the bottom or bottom to the top, it's all the grassroots organization, whether it's the Young Farmer Committee working with beginning farmers, or at the county level reaching out to fellow friends and family members and others in the county, or at the state level reaching out throughout the state. Everybody has a common goal, and it's the betterment of agriculture and our way of life, and understanding ways to enhance our way of life, make ourselves more profitable, and new opportunities.
Right, and when you mentioned earlier having maybe off the farm jobs or different agribusiness, you yourself have an excavation business. So how does that kind of work into the ag side of things as well? Of course, we know it's not just agriculture, but I'm sure you deal a lot with ag operations and conservation on that side.
We do, yes. We do a lot of conservation work with bioreactors and saturated buffers and wetlands and things, and it's a unique perspective, understanding both sides of the coin with field tiling and conservation and just the dirt work in general, understanding that it's how it can better the profitability and the livelihood of the customer, in many cases, like you said, the farmer in this instance, or the landowner, or even as we continue to move forward with the conservation practices, bettering the lifestyle of everyone involved. Down here in Des Moines, we have put in Polk County in the last 2 years, our company's put in over 100 bioreactors and saturated buffers, and every single one of those treats water coming directly into the Des Moines metro area, and decreasing the nitrates and increasing the water quality for everybody down here that's a customer of Des Moines Waterworks.
Right, and that's just what we see within the Farm Bureau and in agriculture as general. There's a lot of things going on, and like we mentioned, maybe things that people don't think about, but it's all part of agriculture and it all works together, as you just mentioned, for everybody. It
does. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. A lot of, as with most things, a lot of bad things get highlighted, and there's unfortunate events that happens in every profession, and agriculture is one of them. We can't hide from that, and we don't hide from that. We're facing this water quality issue head on, and we're moving the needle on it, and we're making strides with Department of Agriculture at the state level, at the federal level, the NRCS. Everybody's working towards the same direction and doing the best that we can, and that's the way with all of agriculture. We're leading the way in a lot of things, but a lot of those things are unfortunately too many times behind the scenes.
Right, well, doing the best that you can, that you really can't ask for much more than that. So thanks for taking the time to visit with us today, Jacob, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Sounds great. It'll be a good conference, and I hope a lot of people can attend.
That again was Hardin County Farm Bureau President Jacob Handsaker. As for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at that ag weather outlook. Well, today has just been another fabulous winter day as we continue to see these unseasonably warm temperatures. But you won't find me complaining about that, of course. It's a lot better than having those negative 40 degrees days that we had even just a few weeks ago. Now, in the northwest parts of the state, there's a little bit of fog going on just from that temperature difference. But that'll clear off overnight, and then tomorrow we're just looking at cloudy conditions across the state. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the National Weather Service has in store for the next 24 hours. As you can see from the National Weather Service, we have a little bit of fog across the state, but otherwise we just have some nice winter weather conditions. Today it will be mostly cloudy with areas of dense fog, particularly in the northwest part of the state, highs ranging from the upper 20s to mid-40s. Tonight clouds will increase as the fog clears off, and there will be a chance for precipitation in the southeast, lows ranging from the upper teens to low 30s. Tomorrow will be partly sunny to mostly cloudy and windy, with a chance for rain or snow to the east, highs ranging from the low 20s to mid-30s. And taking a look at the affiliate weather map, Cherokee will be partly sunny with a high around 21, Shenandoah mostly cloudy, high of 32, Des Moines mostly cloudy, high of 26, Waterloo mostly cloudy as well, high around 29, Albia mostly cloudy and 29 as well. All of those areas also expected to see some blustery winds throughout the day. And then Clinton on the east side of the state will be cloudy with a chance for rain or snow and a high around 36. For more detailed forecasts in your part of the state, make sure to check in with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. That's been a check of the Ag Weather Outlook, and that also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us at social media on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. And you can find all of our video content as well as previous episodes of AMPM on our YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when those videos go live. Don't forget as well our free Twice Daily Market podcast on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the IARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Riley Smith. On behalf of Mark Magnuson and Dustin Huffman, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.